All right, we're going to go ahead and look at this function machine here. So this machine, cute, huh? This is showing us that we're inputting a 4, and then we're supposed to do stuff to it, and then we're outputting something else. Hopefully you figured out based on these that these letters out in front here are just names. So we're calling this the F function, and the G function, the H function, the K function, and we don't use numbers because we don't want to confuse that with the other numbers that are a part of there, so we just call them letters out in front there. So this is a new F function. And this one here says that if F is inputted into this function, what would be the output? Which means if I take that 4 and square it, and also take that 4 and multiply it by 2. Do you notice that there's two x's? So that x needs to be put into both of them. Then as long as you do your order of operations correctly, exponent first, then you do your multiplication here, and then lastly we do our addition, we should get an answer of what 9 plus 16 is 25. If I input -1 into this, tricksy little rabbit, -1 squared, do you notice how I wrote that? The input of -1 is supposed to be squared, and so it's very important that we're talking about -1 times -1 in this case. We also need to put it in here. So this gives us 1, because a negative times a negative goes positive, -2 plus 1, which cancels each other out and gives us 0 as our output. F doesn't do any math. F just means it's naming the function. It says if you were asked to find f of -5, what does that mean? It means that you're supposed to put -5 into the x's of the f of x function. So up here, if I were to write this in function notation, it would have said f of 4. And if I were to write that in function notation, that would be f of -1. So that is just instructions telling you what to do. So let's go ahead and look at number 11. Each of these is just telling you which function to look at. We have 2 of them here, so this is calling out this one here. So, and I'm supposed to put this into the x place. And then I just have to do my math. So here, if I take 4 and divide it into 4 equal parts, I get 1, or if I write it as 4 over 4, I also get 1, but 1 plus 3 is 4. That's all we're really doing here.